Hi, welcome to today's lesson. Our learning target is I can graph and read data on a coordinate grid. Today's lesson follows the previous lesson. Today, however, we'll take a slightly different angle at the work. Rather than just create graphs based on data that we're given, we're going to have to sort of fill in the blanks. Let's see what I mean. In order to complete this work, let's first be clear about our 4 steps. Step 1 says complete the x and y axes. Today, you might find that some numbers on the x-axis or y-axis aren't there. Fill them in. Step 2, name the unnamed points. You might find on some of today's problems that there are points on the grid, but they don't have a name. In that case, you would fill out the table with their name. Step 3, plot the unplotted points. You might also find today that there are named points on the table, but they aren't yet graphed in the coordinate grid. In that case, you would do exactly as we did in the last lesson and plot those points. Step 4, once all the data is complete, then you'll graph the points. That is, connect the dots, make the lines. So let's see an example of what I'm talking about. All right, so the first thing here is the 4 steps we're going to follow are right here, okay? Make sure you follow those steps. Step 1 says complete the x and y axes. Let's check the x-axis first. It looks complete. Let's check the y-axis. Incomplete. So we must complete it. But to do that, we're going to need to look for the pattern in the numbers that exist to see if we can deduce or infer or make an educated guess at the missing numbers. And I see something already. What do you see as the pattern? That's right. We're going to skip count by 5s. 10, 15 here, one line after the other, and then 30, 35. They tell me that we're skip counting by 5. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's add in those names. So we have 5, and let's see, 20, 25, and 40, and 50. All right. So step 1 is done. Let's do step 2. Name the unnamed points. Now, if you take a look here, there are a lot of points already plotted or graphed on our coordinate grid, but they don't have a name up in our table. So let's do that. The way we're going to do that is by starting at the x-axis down here. We'll go to the number 1 first, and we'll see what point that is. And this point right here, if we take a look at the x-axis and go up to the y, we'll see that that's 1, 15. So let's do that. Let's write 1, 15. And what's more is we're going to label that point down here too as 1, 15. I'd like you to do it in both places, right next to the point and up here in the table. Okay? Now, if you take a look here, step 3 says plot the unplotted points, and we have one right here. There's a point, but it doesn't have a point. Let's get to that next. But for now, let's stay with step 2, okay? So our next point that doesn't have a name is right here. We go over to 3 and up to 20. So that's 3, 20. And let's see, we can do one more. We have 4, 35. So we have 4, 35. And I'd like you to do the next one. What is the next point that is unnamed? Let's name it now. Go ahead. Okay. Did you say 5, 10? 5, 10 is the right answer. And then, of course, there's one more. That's all the way over here at 7, 45. So 7, 45. Now we've completed step 2. And it's on to step 3. We now need to plot the unplotted points. And we see 2 of them up here. 2, 40 and 6, 30. So let's plot 2, 40 first. Let's go over to 2 and up to 40. That'll be right there. And then we'll plot the second point next, 6, 30. So we'll go over to 6 and up to 30. And now we have all of our coordinates, our ordered pairs, have been named and plotted here in the table. And it's up to us to do step 4. Graph the points. So let's take out our yellow pen and we're going to graph the points. Just like that, in order. Now, what I want from you, if you forget as I did, to name each point right at the point, just as I did here, you're going to go back through and make sure you write the name of each point here, here, and here. So for example, this point here has an ordered pair that names its location. What is that ordered pair? Good. Did you say the ordered pair is 2, 40? Excellent. That is your work today. It's identical type skills in math as our previous lesson. However, we're approaching it from a different angle. So make sure you follow all 4 steps. Ask Ms. Palazzi for help. And I will see you tomorrow. Our learning target today is I can graph and read data on a coordinate grid.